morning and welcome to Business Angle on DRTV, where we update you with happenings in the business world as we look at prices, products, services, and the economy, and also bring you conversations around it. I'm Mercy. Let's join Nasi on the business news.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Business News. The Dangote cement plants located in Abajana, Kogi State, have been reopened after being closed by the Kogi State government over issues bordering on the legality of the company's acquisition of the defunct Abajana Cement Company. The development followed an order by the National Security Council on Friday directing the reopening of the cement plant. The Minister of Interior, Ralph Aregbesola, told journalists that an agreement had been reached between the Dangote Group and Kogi State government on the need to reopen the factory while urging both parties to respect their agreement. The reopening of the plant came after a 10-day disagreement by both parties over the legality of the acquisition of the cement plant. The federal government has said it will begin steps towards creating a separate and special foreign exchange window for exporting manufacturers. The Minister of Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, dropped the in during the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria Export Promotion Group's annual General Conference in Lagos on Thursday. The minister was reaching to a plea by the manufacturers asking the federal government to support the sector by allowing operators to access foreign through an open window to be created by the Central Bank of Nigeria. These, according to the manufacturers, will put an end to a situation where operators go to the parallel market to source forex. The manufacturers contended that all the countries like South Africa were already embracing such proposal as a means of encouraging manufacturing activities. In his response, Adebayo said his ministry would initiate steps towards helping exporting manufacturers cushion the impact of the current forex crisis. For the close of the week, the stock at the Nigerian Stock Exchange closed on a green trend following a gain of 64 pbs or 4% week to date, with investors recording 109 billion in 1 week. Similarly, sectoral performance also experienced mixed performance as 3 indices closed in green and 2 closed in red week to date. The industrial index topped the gainers chart, gaining 317 basis points, with value traded at 8.4 million units and volume traded amounting to 386.1 units. The banking index closely followed with 193 bpx volume and value traded closing at 16.7 million units and 169.4 million units. The insurance index also gained 172 bpx with volume and value traded closing at 8.2 million units and 4.6 million naira units respectively. The NGX oil and gas and consumer goods indices declined by 213 basis points and 74 basis points respectively, with volume for both indices closing at 2.9 million naira units and 7.5 million units, but the value traded closed in 764.4. And that's it for business news. I am Nancy Anyabuchi.
welcome to our interview segment where we'll be looking at oil theft in the economy, the implication of oil theft in the economy. Oil theft has resulted in significant losses for Nigeria, one of Africa's biggest economies. An average of 437 barrels of oil is stolen on daily basis by criminals in Nigeria, according to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPCL). The illegal activities have also affected monthly revenue remittance to the Federation account. What's the implication of this on the economy? Joining us this morning to look into this is Engineer Ikoroje. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so an average of 437,000 barrels of oil is stolen on daily basis. Should it be a thing of concern for Nigerians?
It should be a thing of concern for Nigerians. But how did they come about that? How do they know? Who came out with that figure?
Okay, NNPC.
NNPC. How did NNPC know? Because right from inception, when oil is being exported, it is the international oil companies that give Nigeria what is going out. I don't know if you understand me.
Okay.
Nigeria does not have a means of measuring the oil that is going out. It is the international oil companies that use their meter to tell NNPC this is what has been taken in our vessels. We don't have the means. So how did NNPC come to know that? How did NNPC come about that? Except they are measuring what is being stolen.
That's what is being stolen.
How do they measure it? I don't know if you understand me.
Okay.
The question I'm saying is this: Nigeria does not have a means of knowing what is being extracted, because it is the oil international oil company that do the extraction. That is the exploration. Nigeria gets 60%. Why they get 40%? So they come into our land and exploit the land, get the oil. Now, after they have done everything and they want to export it, they also are the people that are metering it. Is it understood? They are the people metering it. They know what is going out and all that. NNPC just gets the figure from them. So how did NNPC now come to tell us the figure that is being stolen?
Okay.
It's a make-up figure.
Do you think they don't really steal our oil? Do you think the oil is not being stolen?
They say it's stolen now. Are you in the field? They came out to say it is stolen. Well, federal government gave contract to one security organization.
Yes, to monitor.
Yes, security organization and now discover that for more than 9 years, because they say 9 years, more than 9 years, they have been stealing the oil. Yeah. They have been stealing it. And who are the people stealing it? The international oil companies. And I'll give you reason why they are involved. The tankers that are being used, they are the people that hire these tankers in the world. There are about 6 of them. I will list them. They know how tankers move. So if tankers come to load our oil, they know. They're hiring of tankers. They know.
Okay.
You know?
What would you say is actually the cause of this oil theft in the country?
The cause of the oil theft is because the government has neglected the economy. People are suffering.
Okay.
And I really want to point out, it's not because the people who are doing this artisanal refinery, not those guys, who are the thieves.
Okay.
The thieves are those who are in government, who saw this project of pipeline being laid. They are aware, they didn't stop it. Is it understood? They know, because such big pipes cannot be laid in such equipment. Nobody saw it being laid, and now they're talking about because somebody, if not for this gentleman who was giving this surveillance thing, we wouldn't have discovered it up to today, you know. But let us, when we say economy, let us look at what is economy. I won't carry but let me read this. It covers all the activities related to production, consumption, distribution, trade, as well as consumption of goods and services. So when we say economy, we're talking about production, consumption, distribution of goods in the market and everything. That's economy. Then Nigeria, you know, as a country has sector. Name them. You have agricultural sector.
Okay.
In the agricultural sector, you do farming, you do fishing, you do hunting, so many things. And those in this sector are there to harness the potential of this sector.
Okay.
From this agricultural sector, we can export, make money by exporting. They now have the mining sector. In the mining sector, you have the oil and gas, of gold and other things. So it is the mining sector now that the country is facing, because it's a mono economy. We're just dealing with oil and gas. for our what do you call it, sponsoring of the economy of the country. Whereas you have this sector, you have the power sector. The power is there, yes or not. There's no light. Then you now have the health. In the health sector, you train doctors that can be exported. They call them expatriates. We are sending our people to India because their health sector is well established. They make money. Use the export to make money. Then you now have the defense, where we can produce armored cars and pistols, guns, and all that. Bullets. They have the financial sector. You have educational sector, where you can train people who can go out and teach. For example, Ghana is using the educational sector to make money. 3/4 of our Nigerians are there, yes or not? Ghanaians are making money from that sector. Then you have the refining sector, which is dead. We have the transportation sector, where you have the ships, you have the aeroplane, you have the all that. You have the maritime sector, communication sector. Out of all these sectors I have mentioned, which one is working? Out of all these sectors I have mentioned, which one is working? Is it our maritime sector? Do we have ships? We don't have ships that go out to do trade. Do we have planes that carry people? Do we have Nigerian Airways? We don't. So what transportation system do we have? In communication, which one does Nigeria have? Airtel is India. MTN is South Africa. Glo is, I think it's Glo is Nigeria. Then Etisalat is Dubai. Which one does Nigeria have? Eh? So you now find out that we are depending only on oil, and that oil is degrading because it's mining. Mining degrades the environment.
Okay.
It causes oil pollution, and it also degrades the soil. Anywhere you exploit oil, you cannot plant anything there. The environment is destroyed and all that. So if you go to these Bayelsa and other places where they have actually exploited oil there, you find that the place has been degraded, seriously degraded. So that is our economy, and you find out that those who are in the operation of these industries, especially the oil industry, are the people who are responsible for these thefts. Now let me tell you how it started. Some years ago we were told that we don't know what Nigeria is exporting. It was mentioned that it is the internal oil companies that are telling you the measurement. Don't you think that people will take advantage of it? Oh, so you don't know what is going out there? Okay. They say, since you don't know, whatever the oil companies give, that's what they will take. Because even now we are being told that we are exporting 900 million barrels per day. How do we know that? That from 1.2 or 1.7 went to 1.2, or 1.2 went to 900. How did we know that? Is it Nigerians that calculated it, or is the oil companies that told them through their meters? There's something wrong about us. Something wrong about us, So the leadership has totally neglected the economy. So since the leadership has neglected the economy, people must find way of surviving.
Okay.
And that is why you have the artisanal refinery coming up. Those guys are not thieves. They are taking the oil to survive. Just like those in the north mine gold and everything to survive. You have a lot of gold in the north.
Okay, do you think that should be legalized for them?
Definitely, it's not illegal. Artisanal refinery is a small mining thing.
Okay.
Yes, it is not illegal. You have small mining. But the problem is the way they do it is not a systematic thing. It's a crude way.
Okay.
Yeah, if it is done in a modern way, they won't have all those pollution, all those degradation, but people will not die. Because see, what's happening is that when they refine, gas is the first thing that comes out. And that gas needs to be collected and you put some odor, you deodorize it, so you cannot know there's gas here. But they don't know. So what happens is that as soon as that gas starts to come out, it engulfs the whole area, saturates the whole area. Any little fire that is put will just, so a lot of them die as a result of ignorance. You can have about 10, 15 dying in just a day because of the gas thing. But they still control because it's a thing of survival. What has led to is the neglect of the economy. See, we're talking about bad roads, falling bridges, no power, no water supply, no shipping line. The refineries are not working. The steel plants are not working. Our agriculture is not working. We're not exporting anything. These are the areas where the people are supposed to benefit. This is what the government is supposed to do for the people. With the oil money they sold. So what have they done with the oil money? What have they done with the oil money? Instead, they pay legislators 24 million every month. They spend the money for themselves, buy exotic cars and all that. And the people suffer. No right to do your business. There is no light to do your business.
Okay. Now let's look at the recent one that was actually seen. How is it easy for those involved in this oil theft to actually take those products across the border without our Navy, our security personnel being aware?
You have already given the answer. They are aware. That's why it's possible. They are aware. A person come to steal in your house and your guard is sleeping. Is sleeping. Let me tell you a story. Sorry, I'm sorry to mention this, but when I was working with Snap Projecti during the construction of a refinery, I was in the port to ensure that the construction materials are brought in. Then our port was beehives of activities. Ships were coming and going. What port I'm talking about? Okay. You need to really to see what business was happening there. People were bringing their cars in and all that. Now, something happened. A truck was leaving the yard without permission. You know what the gate man did? He just used his leg to match the bar and slept away. I don't know if you understand me. He used his leg to match the bar, opened the bar, and slept. So it's just as if he matched it and was sleeping. The truck left. As soon as the truck left, they went to him and said, "Hey, what happened?" He removed his leg from the distance. The bar came down, but the truck is already gone. So was the gate man aware that truck was coming or not?
That's really funny.
Was he aware?
That's really funny.
The truth is that those in government, those security organizations are supposed to monitor this thing. If they're not aware, in the first instance, for you to take pipes into the waterways to go and weld, not just 1 kilometer, 2, 3, 4 kilometers for oil to pass. Then you now tap from the main pipe into that pipe. Then vessels come to come and load them. Vessels come. Let me tell you why the international, in the maritime sector, there are 6 groups of companies that control chartering of majority of the oil tankers worldwide. They are known as oil majors: Shell, BP, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Total Energies, and ConocoPhillips. These are the 6 oil majors that know the movement of tankers. It's just like the tanker that was destroyed by the army for carrying crude. It's a mighty tanker. That tanker cannot move without the army knowing it, without this measure. So they are involved. Our government officials are also involved in all these things. There's no way this thing can be done without their knowing. But the truth is that, does this oil theft affect our economy? Does it? We don't have an economy, so how is it affecting it? I don't know if you understand me. Does it? In 1977, 1982, Cameroonians built a dam. Nigerians were asked to build their own dam in order to take care of the flood that will be coming, to act as a breaker, a shock absorber for the flood that will be coming. But since 1982, Nigerians did not build their dam. Is it the oil thing that made them not to build their dam? That effect now is ravaging everywhere, yes or not? People have died. People have died. Property destroyed. There are a lot of effects on the flood. Right now, people are suffering. It says I've gone into Isoko area and all that. Bayelsa is nowhere. At Ogoni, is all flooded. Why? Because of neglect. Those who I told you have built a dam that will take over the excess water that Cameroon dam will spill out. Cannot take it. So it's going to flow along the River Niger and Benue. And that's why Kogi is suffering, because there's nothing to absorb it. They neglected it. So the neglect is not today. The neglect has been there.
Okay, so do you think government is actually serious? Do you think this oil theft should actually be stopped in the country?
Oil theft to be stopped. What about the money sold in which they sold? Our money which they sold. I don't know if the crude they sold and the country made money. Are they stealing the money or not? If they're not stealing the money, is the economy not? We're not going to have power. Are we not going to have good roads? Will our bridges fall? Won't we have power supply? Water and all that. But the economy, the money which comes in as the money which is gotten from the sales of crude oil. What has happened to that money? Is it stolen or not? That money, where is it? If that money is there, why is the economy? Why don't we have power? Then you are talking about crude, which God gave to us. The people who are suffering are going to take their crude to do whatever you like. Then those in authority are also taking and stealing. That's one. Those in authority are the ones that are actually stealing it. I don't understand me. They are stealing it in connection with the money they have made. It should stop. Because if we don't stop it, the truth is that we are not going to make a headway in our economy. It should stop. They should stop doing all this thing. And I'm happy for the surveillance security guy that has discovered it. It's not going to become a major political issue. Because election is coming now. And so we'll just pray that God should bring somebody that will take care of these things and make sure that it does not happen. You know, because, I mean, how can you be stealing? You are in charge of the people, you are stealing their wealth. How will the people benefit from it?
Okay. Now, moving forward, what's the solution to this problem?
The solution to the problem is that the thieves who are in government should get out. Nobody's going to do them anything because, you know, they are the people in the justice. You get the point? They don't obey court laws. What are you going to do to them? I don't know if you understand me. Who will do what to them? If you going to report, you are going to report to a thief that somebody has stolen something. What is this thief going to do? He's going to steal it from that person and keep it at his own. I don't know if you understand. You know. So the truth is that God should get them out of the system. God should get them out of the system in any form, miraculously or in any form. Then God should help us with somebody who is not a thief, that will come in to help Nigerians enjoy the land which he has given to them. The promised land. We need a Moses. Honestly. This is not a joking thing. No. It has gotten to the throat of all Nigerians, not only the youth. You know, that our country has been destroyed. Go to the areas where they are exploiting oil. You see the degradation, then you will shake your head. They cannot plant anything, the people are suffering. They cannot feed, there's no employment. You know? So the solution to it is that there should be a change, something that will change them. Otherwise, if they continue to be in power, they will do the same thing, you know. Because there's no way you give a thief a repenter, even if he has gone to prison several times, he comes out and steals again and goes back to prison. Yes or not? Some of those guys you see in the prison have been there 10 times. You know, because it's already in their blood. You know, so when we say effect of oil theft on the economy, if there is an economy, then we say, okay, because of this oil theft, the federal government cannot do Benin-Sapele Road. You know that Benin-Sapele Road is federal road. You cannot enter Benin. Go now, if you're entering Benin. It's a shame. It was an expressway before. It's dead. Auchi Benin Road is finished. I don't know of other federal roads. They cannot fix these things. Is it the oil theft that is causing it? What about the proceeds we are getting from the sales of oil? What has happened to that money? Which major infrastructure is going on in Nigeria apart from Dangote refinery since 2015? During the time of Gowon, we had the refinery, we have the steel plants and all that. We knew they were building all this plant. What is the major project that is going on that we know that our oil money has been used to finance? What is it? Is it that they came and said, okay, we are going to give Nigerians power. Let power be our major, you know, item, and see we deliver power even if it's going to take 8 years. Let's forget about water. Is it the roads that are dying, the bridges that are falling? Nothing. So as long as they are stealing the money and the oil, those people who are doing the artisanality, they also take their oil and they see how they can help themselves, though they are dying. You know, it is a very hydra-headed problem which cannot be solved except those who are in authority decide that they will stop.
Okay.
It will be solved. Yeah, if they decide that, look, this stealing is all right, we are depriving the people of Nigerians, let us stop this thing.
Okay.
Yes. Who is buying the oil? When they steal it and take it out there, who buys it? It's not the foreigners. They are encouraging them too. So all of them are all part and parcel of the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your insightful contribution, Engineer Ikoro J. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, this is wrapping on Business Angle. Urging you to join us same time next week Tuesday for a fresh edition. I'm Mercy Amersawere.